Now, when you want to make enfrijoladas at home, you know, those black bean-bathed enchiladas, the first thing you got to do is cook beans. These are black beans. They've simmered for about 2 hours until they're completely tender. And if you want to give them that real Oaxacan flavor, then search out some dried avocado leaves. I found these at the Mexican grocery store near my house. You just toast them a little bit in a dry skillet and then put them into the pot like you might a bay leaf simmering along with the beans. Now I'm going to strain out all the liquid because it's mostly the liquid that we're interested in when we're making enfrijoladas. Set that over there. I'm going to take about 3/4 of a cup of these beans and put them into the blender. And then I'm going to add some of the bean broth so that we can blend those beans until they're completely smooth. Top will go on. Turn it on. Now here's the thing, you want to plan enfrijoladas for a time that you're going to use those black beans, the whole black beans, mashed into the refritos or in another kind of dish, and you're really going to focus on the bean broth, thickened with just a little bit of the pureed beans as the sauce for enfrijoladas. So I'm putting all the broth in there. I'm going to turn on the heat to about medium, and I'm going to let that reduce until it's about half its original volume. While the bean broth is reducing, I'm going to make a simple chipotle salsa, and it's going to start with fresh tomatillos. The first thing, of course, that we have to do with the tomatillos is to peel off their papery husk, and then we're going to rinse them off and slide them under the broiler. I'm going to let those blacken and blister and soften for about 5 minutes per side, then take them out of the oven and let them cool completely. I'm going to scrape the little tomatillos into the blender, and then in goes chipotle. Now I'm using the canned chipotle here, and then blend it until it's kind of a coarse puree. I'm going to season it with some salt, and I'm going to thin it with just a little bit of water. Stirring it in till I get that kind of easily spoonable consistency. Final thing for this salsa is chopped white onion. Tortillas, of course, are essential for making enfrijoladas, but chorizo is a flavor on enfrijoladas that I absolutely love. That and a little fresh cheese and some parsley, just the way that they do it in Oaxaca. Take the chorizo out of its casing and place it in a skillet set over medium heat. Stir it every once in a while for about 10 minutes, breaking it up until it starts to brown. Now let's talk about the corn tortillas. Typically, they are quick fried to soften them, then dipped into the black bean sauce. But I'm going to take a slightly different approach here. I'm going to spray them with a little bit of oil. I find this not only an easy thing to do, but it involves less oil in the long run. So a little bit of oil on each side of the tortillas. And then I'm going to slide those tortillas into a plastic bag. Just fold over the bag, no need to tie it at all. Put them in the microwave for 60 seconds at full power, and that'll soften them. I'm going to take one of these hot tortillas, grab it with a pair of tongs here, and then dip it into our reduced black bean broth. Now, I have seasoned this with some salt already. I'm going to fold it into quarters in there, put that onto a plate. Spoon on some of the browned chorizo, some salsa, a little crumbled Mexican queso fresco, a few slices of white onion, and leaves of parsley.